Stallions in the Perfect Game League, and this year at Siena he went 1 game starting and had a 6.51 ERA. And then on the other end for the Firebirds, it's Eli Iwanaga, a right-handed pitcher, rising sophomore at UCLA. And this is his first start of the summer at a 6.88 ERA.
All right, real fast, fellas. Farrell first, your Firebird to watch in their last game of the year.
Well, let's go the guy with a .338 batting average manning the hot corner. Dominic Cadiz in 37 games really shown out. Great numbers in the power department. Also a UCLA Bruin, so in the land of his head coach, Kelly Nicholson.
And Timmy, your man for the Commodores.
How about Gavin Greger leading off today? And it's been a while since he's been in that leadoff spot. Had an 8-game hitting streak going into yesterday, and then still been really hot for the Doors recently.
All right, last game of the year. Fellas, take it away.
Thank you, Andrew. As once again we say good evening from Eldridge Park in Orleans. Game 40 of 40 in the regular season for the Cape Cod Baseball League in 2026. The Orleans Firebirds have taken the field behind their right-handed starter Eli Iwanaga, which means it's time for the Falmouth Commodores batting order. Gavin Greger in center field, as Timmy mentioned, will lead off. Nick Croce is the shortstop. He bats second. Tommy Harrison, the DH, bats third. Carter White in the cleanup spot in left. A.J. Putty at first bats fifth. Jeff Luigi in right field, who will bat sixth. In the bottom third in the Falmouth order, Austin Maley, Mark Gialusi, and the right-handed hitting Drew Turpins. And on the mound, as Timmy prefaced, it's the right-hander Eli Iwanaga out of UCLA.
Rising sophomore at UCLA and has had a lot of work this summer. 12 games, 17 innings, and a guy that you don't see strike out too many guys, but pretty much gets 1 per inning. 16 strikeouts on the summer. He doesn't walk many guys as well. 8 walks through 17 innings.
So Eli Iwanaga and Matt Murtaugh will look to match zeros on the board this evening. A 7-inning ball game to conclude the regular season, as 23 games have taken place across the Cape Cod League dating back to Friday, the last 3 calendar days, making up for a bunch of rain that blew through Cape Cod within the last week and a half. Gavin Greger is about to stand in the lefty batter's box. Our umpires for tonight's game, Jeff Kinney is behind home plate, a Cape Cod Umpire of the Year in 2025. Stephen Williams at first base. Glenn Stewart is over at third. Righty on lefty matchup to begin. Iwanaga against Greger, and we're ready to go on a gorgeous Sunday evening, 77 degrees here in Orleans. The first pitch on the way from the right-hander Iwanaga is a pop-up foul, third base side, and we're underway.
It's amazing. We're already at the last game of the regular season, Farrell. What a beautiful venue to be at as well.
Nothing in one offering. Inside corner for a called strike 2. Greger, a .284 hitter with the Commodores in 19 games. Second season as a Commodore. 19 hits, 2 extra base hits, no homers, and 5 RBIs. The 0-2 offering. Breaking ball tipped into the glove of the catcher lap. That's strike 3, and Greger's gone for the first out of the top of the first inning.
And really a game like today where it doesn't change where you're going to be at in the playoffs. The Doors know they're going to be at Doran Park. It's all about just having good energy and enjoying yourself out there, playing loose, putting up good swings.
Ready matchup with the bases empty and 1 out. Iwanaga into his wind, delivers, and Croce a swing and a miss. Left to right in the outfield for Orleans, it's Adam Magpok, Rowan Kelly, and Garrett Larson. Left to right in the infield, Cadiz and Comiskey, the third baseman, and shortstop Harmony and McDougal, the right side of the infield. 0-1 pitch outside for ball 1. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out. In a scoreless game, top of the first with the bases empty, just underway at Eldridge Park in Orleans. Commodores and Firebirds for the 4th and final time this season. Lined back up the middle, past the diving reach. Rather, it got knocked down by Harmony, trickles into shallow left center. That's a 1-out single for Nick Croce.
Great piece by Croce, and a guy that didn't have a hit yesterday in the doubleheader, played in both games. Right back at it today with a nice knock.
It's the MAC Player of the Year, Tommy Harrison, to come to the plate. 1 on and 1 out. Harrison, a great impression in his opening 10 games as a Commodore. .297 average. That doesn't do it enough justice. 11 hits, 4 of them extra base hits, 2 homers, and 7 RBIs. Iwanaga works from the right side of the rubber. Medium-sized lead for Croce in the first offering to Harrison is a called strike. Fastball let her high, 0-1. Commodores will finish the regular season in 3rd place in the West Division, as we prefaced 10 minutes ago in our pregame show. A matchup with the Bourne Braves in the West Division 1st round. Next offering a strike, and it's 0-2 on Harrison. Commodores and Braves met 5 times in the regular season. A 2-2-1 win-loss record for Falmouth. Pitch inside and low, and it clipped the right foot of Harrison, so he's down to first base. And just like that, 2 on for the Commodores with 1 out.
Really good at-bat by Harrison. Didn't swing at any bad pitches.
So 2 on and 1 out for the Commodores here in the top of the 1st. It's the left-handed hitting Carter White to step to the plate. Carter a .295 average in 19 games. Awaits the first offering from Iwanaga with Croce off of second and Harrison off of first. It's rolled on the ground and handled by the first baseman McDougal. Goes to second, 1 back to first in time for 2. Beautifully turned. 3-6-3. And the Firebirds are out of the top of the 1st inning. Commodores get a hit, but not a run. No runs on a hit, no errors. 2 runners left. Half an inning through, no score on Doors on the Radio on Cape League TV.
To dig, lift, move, grade, clear, or cut, pump, weld, clean, light, and just about anything else. Dial up the rental source for the newest and the most reliable equipment in New England. Staffed with equipment and construction experts, Milton Rents, your local source.
On behalf of the Cape Cod Baseball League, we would like to thank the following league partners for their continued support. 99 Restaurants, Cape Air, Jersey Mike's, Margarita Resort, Cape Cod, Veolia North America, Highline Cruises, Cape Space, Massachusetts Office of Travel and Tourism, Bridgewater State University, Franklin Sports, Wilson Sporting Goods, Yankee Foundation, the Baldwin Group, Badger Sports, Falmouth Publishing Company, Butler Sporting Goods, Cape Destinations, Sunderland Printing, and of course, thank you to Major League Baseball for over 50 years of support. The Orleans starting lineup will go Rowan Kelly in center field, Dominic Cadiz at third. Adam Magpok is the left fielder. Middle third for Orleans, Comiskey, Harmony, and Becker. McDougal's the first baseman. He'll bat 7th. Charlie Laptew in the catching bats 8th. Rounding out the order is the right fielder, Garrett Larson. And making his season debut for the Commodores in game number 40 is the right-hander from Siena College. That's Matt Murtaugh.
And Murtaugh actually played a lot this summer with the Saugerties Stallions in the Perfect Game League. They went out, and Nick Croce played with him on that team. But with Siena this past spring, he went 15 appearances, 1 game started, a 6.51 ERA in 23 1/3 innings pitched.
So for the right-hander Murtaugh, he was a champion in the Perfect Game Collegiate Baseball League with the Saugerties Stallions, in which they had a thrilling 18-inning defeat last year over the Batavia Muck Dogs. In his time as a Stallion in 2025, Matt Murtaugh had a 6.17 ERA across 23 1/3. 6 walks, 19 strikeouts, 5 hit batsmen, and 28 hits surrendered. It's Rowan Kelly, the left-handed hitting center fielder, to dig in for Orleans, and the right-hander Murtaugh set to go for the bottom of the 1st. And the first offering a breaking ball at the knees for a called strike. Kelly, a .294 hitter out of UC Santa Barbara in 28 games for the Firebirds this summer. 0-1, way high and away.
This is a really big start for Murtaugh, too, because if he has a good day out there, you're getting yourself into a spot where you can show Coach Dom, hey, I can pitch in these playoff positions, these playoff games coming up.
1-1. Breaking ball fouled off in the box at the feet of Gianluigi. You're absolutely right, Tim. For the Commodores, that could be as early as a Thursday night Game 3 start against the Bourne Braves should it get there. You have your first two starters lined up, Christian Aiello and Colby Putnam, and the Commodores are certainly glad about that, but an opportunity to potentially have a strong arm in Game 3 could bode well. Here he is, Murtaugh, home with the 1-2, with the bases empty and nobody out, and it's a fastball upstairs.
And right now, I still think we look at Wyatt Dion as the Game 3 potential starter. He looks like he's been the best starter beyond Aiello and Putnam.
The 2-ball, 2-strike offering for Matt Murtaugh is a breaking ball low.
But Murtaugh could easily be used as a reliever in one of these games, because the Commodores don't have as much depth at that area.
Certainly get excited, though, about a few of the arms you could see exhibited from the Commodores bullpen. Casey Kowalczyk, a few others. Breaking pitch low and away for ball 4. Gets to the backstop. Kelly will give it a look. Gianluigi to retrieve. And it's a leadoff walk, and that walk is our free pass of the game presented by Cape Cod Community College. Go to Cape Cod Community College for free. Every program, no tuition or fees for those that qualify. capecod.edu/free for more. 1 on and nobody out for the right-handed hitting third baseman, Dominic Cadiz. No score, bottom of the first, and what will be a 7-inning regular season finale between Falmouth and Orleans. Kelly, a medium-sized lead off of first, and Murtaugh's first offering righty on righty is a fastball upstairs. You also think about some of the relief depth in Cal Travers, Timmy. A couple guys for the Commodores that could show out. But maybe not the same relief depth that Jack Dom imagined or had earlier in the season, as the 1-0 is high and in tight, ball 2.
Well, obviously, the Commodores, as many other teams across the Cape, have lost a lot of pitchers. But it's just about having a couple guys that can go out there and do enough.
2 balls, no strikes, nobody out. Righty-righty matchup, home half of the first in a scoreless game. Murtaugh, deep breath, fires low, and it's 3-0 on Cadiz. For Dominic Cadiz, a .394 on-base percentage. It's an Orleans team that gets on base at the same clip as the Commodores. Both teams tied for 6th on Cape Cod with .344 on-base percentages. Commodores a high-scoring affair in their opening night win over Orleans, 11-4 at Gov Fuller Field. Next offering, fastball strike inside corner. Cadiz, some solid power, 6 homers and 26 RBIs. Leads the Firebirds in the power department. This is a field, Tim, where you have no freebies either. Think of the players who have come through Orleans over the years. Kyle Schwarber, Frank Thomas, 434-foot fence out in center field. 3-1 offering fouled back on a fastball letter high, and it's a full count.
Those are the only 2 guys that have ever hit it past that point. It's pretty awesome to think, those 2 guys standing here, and I would have loved to see that home run over that area. Man, that must have been awesome to see.
We're about 70 years removed from the Polo Grounds when the New York Giants left for San Francisco in 1957, but I would imagine this is the closest thing of the vibes it can resemble. You got a great crowd on hand, but you got a deep, deep center field. It's really tough to hit one out. Full count pitch on the way to Dominic Cadiz. Righty-righty, 1 out. First a snap throw over to first from Murtaugh. Orleans will finish the season out of the playoffs in the Cape Cod Baseball League East Division at 15-24, although they have been finishing strong as of late. Wins in their last 3.
That's the cool thing about this game. Both teams can play just loose baseball. Let's go out and play.
Payoff pitch on the way with 1 out. Murtaugh delivers. Fastball popped in the air. Gianluigi gives it a look behind home plate near the Commodores dugout, makes the catch for the second out. Rather, first out. Feels like second out with how many pitches so far that Murtaugh's thrown. It certainly hasn't been an easy opening 2 batters.
Good at bats being put up, and he's been forced to work early. And these top of the top of the lineup for Orleans has a lot of batters that work counts and make it tough on pitchers.
It's the lefty hitting Adam Magpok to the plate. Started the season with the Brewster Whitecaps, 9 games in Brewster, now 21 of his last 30 here in Orleans. First offering for Murtaugh. He lays down a bunt in front of the plate. Gialussi's going to handle it, and he can't get a grip on it, and Magpok's going to reach safely on an infield single.
And a good bunt. I think everyone on the Commodores kind of was caught off guard. And it's a tough play for Gialussi. He couldn't quite grab it with the bare hand, but even if he did, it would have been a really tough throw to first base.
Casey Comiskey comes to the plate, 2 on and 1 out for the Firebirds in a scoreless game, bottom of the first. Kelly's on second, Magpok is on first. Orleans 7th in the Cape Cod League with stolen bases at 65. Falmouth behind him in 8th with 56. We'll look to see if they cause any traffic on the bases here against the Commodores. First offering, swing and a miss to the righty hitting shortstop Comiskey. It's 0-1. Murtaugh peak at second, and the pitch lined into shallow right field. It's going to be a long run for Luigi, and it gets by him. He drops the ball. His only play is going to be at second, where he fires in time to Croce to get the force on Magpok. But in the process, Kelly goes up to third, so it will go down as a 9-6 fielder's choice. When do you rarely ever see that, Tim?
That was bizarre, and Luigi was... It was kind of one of those situations where he was already ready to throw into the infield to throw to third base, and he kind of just took his eye off the ball, and it ends up not battering.
I was going to see, from our angle, I couldn't tell whether he dropped the ball, whether it dropped in front of him and just got by him, whether it was a trap. First offering is low to the lefty hitting second baseman Tyler Harmony, 162 batter in 15 games out of Northeastern. Two out, scoreless game, bottom of the first in Orleans. Runners on the corners for the Firebirds. Murtaugh looking for a scoreless first. Fires inside corner for a called strike. It's 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball rolled on the ground softly right side of the infield. Charging in Maley on a couple hops. Underhand shovel to Harrison at first. Check that putty in time. And that does it for the Firebirds in the bottom of the first inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 left. We go to the second, no score here on Cape League TV.
Hi, my name is Matt Burgess, General Manager here at Falmouth Country Club. We have a unique 27-hole public golf course with a beautiful layout that is family-oriented. Kids play free here at Falmouth Country Club. Getting on the course is quick and easy with our app. You can book tee times, get yardages with GPS, use our interactive scorecard, track your stats, and receive exclusive in-app offers. Falmouth Country Club is a true Cape Cod classic and a local family favorite.
See you on the course.
You'll always be safe at home with the Diana Lucevero Group at Compass Real Estate.
For over 100 years, Rogers Gray has helped protect Cape Cod families and businesses. Now as the Baldwin Group, they're the same home team with a new name on the jersey. From your first car to your dream home to your business venture, the Baldwin Group brings expanded resources as your insurance partner in protecting the possible with the same local service you trust. The Baldwin Group is proud to give its support as the official insurance partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Visit baldwin.com/RogersGray to learn more. Top of the second in a scoreless game, Farrell Hudson and Timmy Weiss. You'll hear from the third member of our crew, Andrew Hillsman, coming up shortly. Our producers, Skylar Ellis, Landon Stills, and Matt Campbell. Tim, a first inning in which saw traffic on the bases for both teams, but both could not score.
Yeah, and certainly a very good chance for Orleans at the end there, where they run around third. But the Commodores also had some traffic, couldn't quite get the big base hit. Both teams waiting for that.
So we begin the top of the second. A.J. Putty to lead off, takes the breaking pitch for a called strike. It's Putty, Luigi, and Maley, 5, 6, and 7 in the Falmouth order here in the visitors' second. Iwanaga into his wind, and the 0-1 offering is rolled on the ground to shortstop. Cutting over is the third baseman, Cadiz. The long throw across the diamond, beautifully made for the first out.
I'll tell you what, though, even though that's not a base hit from Putty, he continues to just cut down on strikeouts, and he's getting a lot of bat on ball, and he's connecting with the baseball, and that's really something that's a positive sign going forward for the playoffs.
A pair of RBIs in yesterday's doubleheader showing. 2 homers and 8 RBIs, average up to 255 in 17 games. 1 out and the base is empty. Righty-lefty matchup. It's Jeff Luigi in against Iwanaga, and he takes a strike belt high outside corner. Luigi in his second summer on the Cape. A 288 hitter in 23 games with Hyannis last summer. A 308 hitter in 9 games with Falmouth. Lines back the next offering, and it's 0-2. Luigi 8 hits, 1 of them an extra base hit, and 3 RBIs. Iwanaga into his wind, and the 0-2 pitch in the dirt. And it clips Jeff Luigi, second hit batsman in as many innings for the Commodores.
You know what? The Orleans broadcasters next to us actually caught that ball off of his foot. It went straight back at the net. It went through a hole in the net by the cameraman, and then it went into his hand. Shout out Andrew Geisler. Nice catch.
So 3 base runners so far for the Commodores. 2 have reached on a hit batsman. Runner on first with 1 out. Righty-righty matchup, in the first offering to Austin Maley's a fastball high.
We're still waiting for that one, Farrell.
I'm afraid it's not going to come today
Yeah.
unless it takes some awkward ricochet or deflection. We're in a 10. Up against the netting right near the third base dugout. The 1-0 pitch. A snap throw back to first base by Lapp to McDougal as he was trying to keep Luigi on his toes.
With your long arms, maybe. Maybe you could reach outside the 10.
And that pitch was off the plate, so a 2-0 count to Austin Maley. Righty-righty matchup, runner on, 1 out in a scoreless game, top of the second. Iwanaga into his motion, home with a 2-0, and the breaking pitch fouled back. Maley, a Cape Cod League All-Star, had a double in the bottom of the second inning in what became an eventually suspended game between the East and West Division back at White House Field in Harwich on July 18th. Next offering to Maley is pounded deep left field, racing back on his horse's Magpok, and he made the catch. What a play from Adam Magpok over his left shoulder, and he hauls it in for the second out.
Really good first step, and this ball was hit hard by Maley. It was just on a line a little bit too much. So Magpok, with his speed out there, goes back and makes a nice grab out and left.
2 outs and a runner on. Righty-righty matchup. It's Mark Gialusi, Commodore's catcher, to come to the plate. Gialusi 1 hit in his opening 16 plate appearances. Awaits a first offering from Iwanaga, and he swings and misses. Inner third breaking ball at the knees. Peek at first where Luigi extends his lead. 0-1 offering, Luigi takes off, breaking pitch. It was just a bluff. And they check with the first base umpire, Stephen Williams, says Mark did not go around, and it's 1-1. Commodores 8th in stolen bases on Cape Cod with 56. Iwanaga, deep breath from the right side of the rubber. The 1-1 is fouled off. So 1 ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs, scoreless game, top of the second, and a runner on. Nice crowd on hand, Tim, tonight, despite it being the final game of the season for the Firebirds.
It's awesome. I mean, this hill on our right is pretty much completely filled.
Great area for kids to run around, get some foul balls. We see that every year in the Little League World Series in Williamsport. Next offering, a swing and a miss from Gialusi. That's a moot point because the inning comes to an end. So for the Commodores in the top of the second, no runs, no hits, no errors, and a runner left. An inning and a half through, no score between the Commodores and the Firebirds here on Doors on the Radio on Cape League TV.
Hi, I'm Jim Murray, owner of Falmouth's historic clam shack, now Jim's Clam Shack. Located on scenic Falmouth Harbor, Jim's Clam Shack is a destination for the best seafood and sunsets on the Cape. We're open 7 days a week, so stop by for lunch or join us for dinner on the rooftop deck. Bring the entire family to try our wide selection of seafood and kid-friendly option. We deliver the freshest products to your plates daily. Jim's Clam Shack, proud supporter of the Falmouth Commodores.
Hi, I'm Michael Kasparian, President of the Falmouth Chamber of Commerce. The Chamber is here for the benefit of the whole community. Whether you're a local business or a visitor, Falmouth has endless offerings, from its beautiful beaches and historical sites to its local shopping and eateries. The Chamber bridges the 8 villages, providing visitors with all the tools to make their trip one to remember. Our visitor center is located in downtown Falmouth, just off of Main Street. Come by and meet our team. The Falmouth Chamber of Commerce, your community connection.
Hi, I'm Coleman Mizell, outfielder from Alabama, and you're watching Commodores baseball on KTV.
The 99 Restaurant and Pub is proud to support the Cape Cod Baseball League. Visit your local 99 and try their famous colossal lobster rolls. Piled high on grilled brioche and serve hot buttered or with just the right amount of mayo and celery with fries and coleslaw. You gotta love the Nines. And a message that would likely be endorsed by our esteemed producer Skylar Ellis and my broadcast partner Timmy Weiss. Kids have also been able to eat free 27 of the last 32 Boston Red Sox games.
Oh, it's pretty awesome. You know, the Red Sox are doing fantastic right now. Just won 2 against the Dodgers, and, well, the Dodgers just got Terry Skubal, and that's a little bit concerning for all of Major League Baseball. But the Red Sox are killing it, so I'm certainly a happy camper right now.
Sure not the news our other broadcaster, Andrew Hillsman, would love to hear with the Cubs playing the Dodgers in the National League playoffs, possibly. We had bottom 2. It's the 6, 7, and 8 in the Firebirds order. Brendan Becker to lead off, and he fouls it off the glove of Gialusi. Murtaugh in his second inning of work, it's 0-1. Becker, McDougal, and Lapp, righty, lefty, righty here in the second. Oh, 0-1 offering. Breaking ball rolled on the ground to short. Nick Croce throws to first in time for the first out. Base is empty, 1 out, home half of the second in a scoreless ball game. It's the left-handed hitting first baseman Ryan McDougal to the plate. First offering from Murtaugh, swing and a miss. McDougal, 175 hitter in 24 ball games. 10 hits, no extra base hits, a homer, and 7 RBIs. 0-1, fouled back to the screen, and quickly ahead in the count. 0-2 is Murtaugh. Murtaugh working deliberately from the right side of the rubber, seeking his first strikeout of the evening. The 0-2 pitch, high for ball 1. A little bit of cloud cover coming in now, Tim. A little bit more of a breeze.
Feels great out.
1-2 pitch from Murtaugh. Breaking ball low. Two with 1 out. Breaking pitch lined into right field. And Luigi's got it. An over-the-shoulder grab. Came in a few steps, then settled back under it. Made the catch for the second out.
Adjusted from the first inning where he dropped the 1. Right there. Nice tracking of the ball and 2 quick outs.
So in game 40 of the season, this is not a surprise. Sometimes see from teams. We saw it the other night with Katuitt. It's Charlie Lapp, righty hitting catcher, who takes a breaking ball away. Lapp, an attendee of Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute, a Division III school in Troy, New York, a .239 hitter there in 29 games. 16 hits, 5 extra base hits, and 13 RBIs. Breaking pitch, strike at the knees on the inside corner, and it's 1-1. One ball, one strike pitch to Lapp. Inside corner again, this time at the letters with an off speed.
The other thing is, I mean, the season's over for Orleans. You know, why not give guys like this a shot and go out there and say you played Cape Cod baseball?
Saw it with Tyler Bellin the other evening. 1-2 is away. 2-2 count. 2 outs, bases empty, scoreless game, bottom 2. And an RBI single for Tyler Bellin for the Cavaliers, and that eventual 5-3 win for the Commodores Friday night. Breaking pitch just misses the bottom of the zone, and it's a full count. Payoff pitch incoming to Charlie Lapp. Bases empty, 2 out. Breaking pitch called, strike 3, right down Broadway, sit him down. And that's Matt Murtaugh's first strikeout in a Commodore uniform, and he pitches a scoreless second. He faces the minimum. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left. We move to the third in a scoreless game on Cape League TV.
You'll always be safe at home with the Diana Lucevero Group at Compass Real Estate.
Introducing Open Cape, the local nonprofit internet service provider in this region. Open Cape's fast and reliable network is 100% fiber optic, providing affordable internet connectivity. To learn more, visit opencape.org and always speak with a live Open Cape representative. Open Cape, providing choice and competition for your home or business and the official internet provider of your Falmouth Commodores.
We are Open Cape.
Netting Pros, Stadionic is the official netting and facility solutions partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. When it comes to netting and building iconic sports facilities, it's Netting Pros. Stadionic, making sports facilities iconic.
Thank you, Tim. As we move top of the third inning here in Orleans, Falmouth and the Firebirds scoreless through their opening 2 innings. Nice night and the last night of the regular season. Commodores 3-0 against the Firebirds, looking to make it a perfect 4. Be the only team in which they'd finish the regular season undefeated against for any of the 9 opponents they've faced this summer on Cape Cod.
It also feels like ages ago since the Commodores played the Firebirds because it was back in June.
June 27th, to be exact, an 8-2 victory for Falmouth on a Saturday night. Drew Turpin's to lead off the top of the third. Righty-righty matchup with Iwanaga as he takes the fastball high and away for ball 1. Turpin's, Gregor, and Croce, the 9-1-2. Righty, lefty, top 3. 1-0, fastball high. Quickly ahead, 2 balls and no strikes is Turpin's.
Only 2 players in the Commodores lineup were on the team when the Commodores last played Orleans.
I'm going to assume that was Fabio Peralta and Dallas Brooks. As
well,
the
in the current starting lineup, I'm
is
saying.
fouled off.
So Gavin Gregor,
Okay,
Austin
Gavin
Bailey.
Gregor, Carter White, and AJ Putty were not here until June 30th. Couldn't have been them. It's got to be Austin Maley.
Austin Maley, yep.
2-1 pitch inside for ball 3. We were joking before we got on air pregame that we'll try and name all 59 Commodores to appear in at least a game this year. I think we do pretty well. I don't think we'd miss one.
I think we can get close. I don't know if I can do all 59 off the top of the head.
3-1 strike pitch, low for ball 4.
You'd have to give me enough time. Eventually, I think I'd get there.
Be able to figure it out. Might save that project for writing it down on a score sheet. We'll see. So Turpins walks, and a runner on first with nobody out, and it's back to the top of the batting order for Falmouth and Gavin Greger. Wide lead for Turpins. Iwanaga from the right side of the rubber. First offering to Greger inside for ball one. Scoreless game, runner on, nobody out, top three. Righty-lefty matchup, and the 1-0 pitch. In for a called strike, breaking ball on the inside corner. An increasing lead for Turpins off of first. And the 1-1 pitch as Turpins takes off for second, ball low in the dirt, and no play from the catcher Lap. A stolen bag for Drew Turpins.
Turpins is quick out there, and anytime he gets on base, he's looking to steal. Great jump right there, and no throw even comes down.
2 balls and 1 strike with nobody out. Runner in scoring position for Falmouth. A peek at second from Iwanaga, and a pitch, line drive right to the shortstop. Comiskey on a dive makes the catch for the first out. So 1 gone and 1 out. All-righty matchup, Iwanaga against Nick Croce. Croce, the right-handed hitter out of Chipola College, transferring to LSU New Orleans. And the Pine Bush, New York native awaits the first offering from Iwanaga. Breaking ball, strike. Croce singled his first time to the plate. The lone hit the Commodores have through 2 1/3. A 1 pitch with 1 out. Breaking ball low and away. Croce, a .277 hitter in 56 games with 31 RBIs at Chipola. Waits the 1-1 with 1 out. Fastball lined in the air, high and deep to right field. Racing towards the corner, just foul. Would have gone in for extra bases and likely 1 hop to the right field wall, but it went 5 feet right of the chalk.
It was fair almost the whole way until the last second. Just drops down to the right of the foul line and maybe had the distance as well to be a home run ball. It was right on the edge of that fencing area in right field.
So it's a 1-2 pitch on the way to Croce. Breaking ball low, taking off for third and stealing it with ease. And without a throw is Drew Turpins.
Hello, we got a speed demon out there today in Turpins.
So 2 stolen bags for Drew, and he's 90 feet away from scoring the game's first run. Orleans brings the infield in with 1 out. The 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball, line foul back to the screen. Boy, Croce's putting together some great at-bats since his arrival in Falmouth.
He is, and it started his first day. I mean, 3 for 4 day in your Commodore debut is extremely rare.
For the Commodores, certainly could use some more average from their middle infield. Breaking pitch, laid off at the knees, and it's a full count. For Croce, his season debut against the Katuitt Kettleers, as he knocked an RBI single in the bottom of the 6th. Ready matchup, payoff pitch with 1 out. Fastball line foul down the first base line. 3-2 count, 1 out, runner on third. Top of the third inning, no score between Falmouth and Orleans. Right-hander Iwanaga comes set with a deep breath and the payoff pitch. Chopped on the ground, foul. A great at-bat being worked by Croce.
Excellent. This is going to be the 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up. Rather than the 9th pitch of the at-bat.
Do the payoff pitch again with 1 out. And it's rolled on the ground, back up the middle into center for a base hit. An RBI single for Nick Croce as Turpins crosses the plate. It's 1-0 Commodores. So Croce, a 2-for-2 day, responsible for the Commodores' hits, and now the game's first run.
Looks comfortable out there, and to work in at bat like that and foul off 4 pitches in an at bat, work a full count, and then get the knock up the middle. Great piece of hitting.
Runner on first with 1 out and a 1-0 lead for the Commodores' top 3. Righty-lefty matchup. Iwanaga against Tommy Harrison in his first offering, taking off for second. Croce on a breaking pitch low, and Nick Croce steals second, sliding in ahead of the tag, applied from Comiskey.
Well, I don't know what Coach Dom said before the game to these guys, but it might have been something about stealing bases, because the Commodores are on it right now.
It's already 3 here in the top of the third. 2 for Drew Turpins and now 1 for Croce. 1-0 pitch to Tommy Harrison with 1 out. Swing and a miss.
Big cut from Harrison there.
Harrison in his last 64 ball games, 19 homers and 92 RBIs. MAC Player of the Year. In his 11th game as a Falmouth Commodore, awaits a 1-1 pitch. Rolled on the ground into right field for a base hit. Coming around third base is Croce. A slight bobble from the right fielder. Larson throws to the plate, not in time, high and wide past the catcher Lapp. And taking second in the process is Tommy Harrison on an RBI single from the aforementioned, and it's 2-0 Falmouth.
All right, some base hits and don't have to be crushed, right? Single Commodores, and it's working again. Stealing bases, you see what it does as well. You get a lot more RBIs, get runners in scoring position. You have these guys that can just get base hits.
There's a different pop off the bat when Tommy Harrison swings. And because it was hit so hard, a strong throw might have potentially nabbed Nick Croce at the plate. Strong throw from the right fielder Larson, but Garrett Larson unable to nab the hustling Nick Croce. Tommy Harrison's in second on the E9. 2 runs, 2 hits, and an error, top 3, and the breaking pitch low to the left-handed hitting White. And Lapp's out to the mound for a conversation. 1-0 count with 1 out. 2 runs home for Falmouth in the top of the third. They have a 2-0 lead.
Still 1 down, and you got time to make this 3 easily with a guy on second. Carter White, AJ Putty on deck, both swinging great bats.
For the Commodores, you'd love to give the right kind of run support to a pitching staff that, as I mentioned, in the last 3 games before last night against Wareham, went 14 2/3, an ERA at sub-3, giving up only 5 in that time frame. Yeah, 3 no decisions, but only 12 hits allowed and 1 walk in the last 14 2/3 prior to last night's game versus Wareham. Right-hander Iwanaga deals a fastball low, and it's 2-0 to Carter White. For Matt Murtaugh, a solid 2 innings so far. He's faced 8 batters and surrendered only 1 hit. 2-0 pitch from Iwanaga with 1 out. Breaking ball for a strike at the belt. Two and 1 to Carter White, who grounded into a 3-6-3 double play to the first baseman McDougal to end the top of the first. Iwanaga comes set right side of the rubber. Harrison's off a second. The 2-1 pitch. Low for ball 3. Both pitchers working at different rhythms today. Iwanaga not nearly as deliberate as Murtaugh. Both threw up pumpernickels through the first 2 innings, but the Commodores finally break through here in the top of the 3rd as the 3-1 pitch is low for ball 4, and Carter White draws a free pass.
Offenses have started to click for the Commodores. Now getting base runners by way of the walks, a lot of singles. It's working, and it's good to see.
As Jim Lawler out to the mound for a conversation with his right-handed starter in Iwanaga. Rather, that might be Ryan Hannigan out to the mound, assistant coach this summer with the Orleans Firebirds, former veteran big league catcher with the Cincinnati Reds and the Boston Red Sox for 10 games in 2016. Never know who you're going to see on the Cape.
It's a small world in baseball. A lot of these guys all know each other. Worked in a lot of different leagues, organizations, all different levels.
Tommy Harrison on second base, Carter White on first. 1 out, we're in the top of the 3rd, 2 runs home for the Commodores. They lead 2-0. Already matchup, it's A.J. Putty. And the first offering from the righty Iwanaga, swing and a miss. Well-located breaking ball at the knees, and it's 0-1. The pitch, strike, letter high, went back to the breaking pitch, and it's 0-2. Putty, a .255 hitter, 2 homers and 8 RBIs. Bounced to third base his last time up on a nice forehanded play from Dominic Cadiz. 0-2, and the breaking pitch high in the air to shallow center field. Way off of second was Harrison. He retreats back. Kelly makes the catch, fires back to second, not in time. So a fly out off the bat of Putty. He's 0 for 2, and with 2 gone and 2 on in the top of the 3rd, it's Jeff Luigi.
Tommy Harrison on second base was flying off, and he was almost at third as that ball was getting close to being caught. And then he realized, I got to hustle back to get to the base. He did.
So Luigi, who got plunked his last time up, stands in. Righty-lefty matchup with 2 outs. Iwanaga peek at Harrison and fires the breaking ball inside. Commodores 9-9-1 against the East Division this year. A third of their victories against the 5 East Division opponents coming against these very same Firebirds. The 1-0 offering with 2 out. Iwanaga deals, and it's a fastball outside for ball 2. Luigi, a .400 on-base percentage. He's reached base in 12 of his opening 30 plate appearances in Falmouth entering tonight's game. 2-0 with 2 out. Low for ball 3, and it skips away from Charlie Lapp, who can't locate it. Harrison takes third, and taking second is Carter White. Two more in scoring position on a 2-run, 2-hit inning for the Commodores. And a 3-0 count on the lefty hitting Luigi with Maley on deck. .3-0 pitch. Line third base side foul. Two runs, 3 hits, 1 error for the Commodores. No runs, no hits, 1 error for Orleans. We're in the top of the 3rd inning, 2 runners in scoring position, 2-0 lead for Falmouth, and the 3-1 pitch on the way to Jeff Luigi. Line back foul, so from 3-0 to a full count. Payoff pitch on the way from Iwanaga. Breaking ball lined shallow center field. Off the end of the bat, Kelly retreats in, and he makes the catch to conclude a good top of the 3rd inning for the Falmouth Commodores. They played 2 runs, 2 hits, 1 error, and 2 runners left on base. 2.5 through, 2-0 Falmouth on Doors on the Radio on Cape League TV.
You'll always be safe at home with the Diana Lucevero Group at Compass Real Estate.
Introducing Open Cape, the local nonprofit internet service provider in this region. Open Cape's fast and reliable network is 100% fiber optic, providing affordable internet connectivity. To learn more, visit opencape.org and always speak with a live Open Cape representative. Open Cape, providing choice and competition for your home or business and the official internet provider of your Falmouth Commodores.
We are Open Cape.
Back here at Eldridge Park for the last game of the regular season here on the Cape. I'm Andrew Hillsman down on the sidelines, and even though it's Orleans' last time here at Eldridge Park, they've been eliminated from postseason contention. They still have an incredible crowd on hand. The iconic hill down right field is filled with people on their lawn chairs, on blankets, and that's no surprise. They're second in the league in attendance with a mark to this point of 35,786. The only team leading them in attendance is Chatham, which also not a surprise. They're the only team above 40,000 people who have came to their games. According to Baseball Reference, a total of 292,418 people have attended Cape Cod Baseball League games this year. That's quite a few people and quite a lot of baseball, but there's still more to be played in the postseason for the Commodores. Guys?
Thanks so much, Andrew. Yeah, great to see a crowd like this show out. Last game of the regular season, Orleans not going to the playoffs. They were eliminated a couple days ago as the Chatham Anglers took that last spot in the CCBL East Division. As we move bottom third, it's the bottom of the order, Garrett Larson, righty hitting right fielder to lead off, and he chops one past third into shallow left for a base hit. It was past the outstretched reach of Drew Turpin's, a high arcing Baltimore chop.
Somehow got over the head of Turpin's.
So Larson, as we mentioned, reaches base, and it's back to the top of the batting order in Rowan Kelly. Larson, Kelly, and Cadiz here in the bottom of the third. A 2-0 lead for Matt Murtaugh and the Commodores in a 7-inning regular season finale. Kelly drew a walk in his first trip to the plate against Murtaugh. Snaps back to first. An ever-increasing lead now for Larson off the first base bag. Nothing to lose for Orleans. They'll try and get some traffic on the bases and give the Commodores a run for their money. A high fly ball deep to center field. Going back on his horse is Gavin Greger onto the warning track, and he makes the catch right by the 350-foot sign. A long fly ball off the bat of Kelly, but to no avail for the Firebirds. One gone.
Good piece. That's just where you don't want to hit it in this ballpark. And Gavin Greger was back there to make the catch.
So it's Dominic Cadiz who popped up to Mark Gialusi in foul territory his last time up. Comes to the plate with a runner on and one out. Home half of the third. Commodores protecting a 2-run lead. Murtaugh, another snap back to first. We've seen that a lot lately, Tim. Commodores pitching, doing their best of keeping base runners modest.
They've done a really good job of it, too. They've picked off quite a few runners, especially the lefties on the Commodores. They do especially a good job.
Commodores with a runner on, also the best double play defense on Cape Cod, the most double plays turned of any team this summer in the CCBL.
Pretty much one per game.
You think of the great combinations you've had all year long, whether it's Konis, Turpins, Maley. Now you got Jeff Luigi in at second base as well.
Matthew Farner at shortstop.
Matthew Farner. Like I said, we're going to have to jog our memory back. Pearson Reebok started 2 games at second base earlier this year, too. Think about how many versatile, flexible defenders the Commodores have used.
Can't forget Ryder Woodson at shortstop for a while.
16 games with the Commodores for Woodson. Had an important homer in which tied the game. Swing and a miss on a high fastball. Throw down to second from Gialusi is on the left field side of the second base bag. And a stolen base for Garrett Larson. 0-1 count with 1 out. Bottom of the third inning. Commodores lead Orleans 2-0. Murtaugh against the right-handed hitting third baseman Dominic Cadiz, team leader for the Firebirds in homers with 6. 2 peaks at second by Murtaugh, with Larson dancing off, and the 0-1 pitch is fouled off down the left field line.
Larson had 34 stolen bases in 38 games last summer in the NECBL.
Couple NECBL guys got Garrett Larson, Ty Harmony, who played last summer with the Vermont Mountaineers. Long look at second for Murtaugh. Into his wind, home with the 0-2. Breaking pitch inside, almost clipped the Firebird jersey of Cadiz. One-two pitch with 1 out from Matt Murtaugh. 2 looks at second, into his wind, delivers, and it's fouled off up against the netting by the Commodore dugout. One and 2 pitch, runner on second with 1 out. 2-0 Commodores lead, home half of the third. Murtaugh, this time 3 peaks at second, into his wind. 1-2, swing and a miss. Breaking ball beautifully executed between the belt and the knees. The second strikeout for Matt Murtaugh, and there's 2 gone in the bottom of the third.
Just great bouncing back from Murtaugh so far. Even when he's given up a knock, has settled in and looks strong.
It's Adam Magpok to the plate with Larson in scoring position and 2 out. Righty-lefty matchup. Murtaugh looking to complete a third scoreless. Breaking pitch just misses at the bottom of the zone. Magpok, the Torrance, California native, attended the same high school as Commodores pitcher Alex Stern, also the same high school in which Kelly Nicholson, manager of the Firebirds, teaches at. The next pitch rolled down the first base line. It'll squirt foul, and the count even at a ball and a strike. How about this? A lot of jet fuel for Adam Magpok. The mileage at 35,000 feet, a lot. Attendee of Boston College for 2 years. Now this year in the Mountain West Conference at San Diego State, which he exhibited a .304 average in 49 games, 59 hits, 11 extra base hits, 2 homers, and 39 driven in.
It's quite the difference in schools.
One completely freezing cold winters, the other not so much. 1-1 pitch with 2 gone, and the breaking ball high and away.
Wonder if that played a part in the transfer.
Especially being a Los Angeles native, you'd figure you'd become accustomed to a climate that was more suitable for Magpok. Don't know if that potentially altered the decision or not. But 9 games originally with the Whitecaps this summer, a batting average below the interstate, and a 147 average here in Orleans in his 22nd ball game, his 88th plate appearance, and 77th at-bat. 2-1 pitch incoming for Matt Murtaugh with 2 outs. A 2-0 lead for the Commodores here in the final regular season game. The pitch rolled on the ground to first. A.J. Putty on 3 hops, handles it, takes it to the bag himself, and steps on first with his left foot to conclude a scoreless third for Matt Murtaugh. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a runner left. Let's go to the 4th. 2-0 Commodores lead here on Cape League TV.
Hi, I'm Jim Murray, owner of Falmouth's historic clam shack, now Jim's Clam Shack. Located on scenic Falmouth Harbor, Jim's Clam Shack is a destination for the best seafood and sunsets on the Cape. We're open 7 days a week, so stop by for lunch or join us for dinner on the rooftop deck. Bring the entire family to try our wide selection of seafood and kid-friendly options. We deliver the freshest products to your plates daily. Jim's Clam Shack, proud supporter of the Falmouth Commodores.
Are you looking for that perfect pregame meal? Supreme Pizza has you covered. Its extensive menu has everything from pies and calzones to salads and subs. And with its online ordering system, delicious food is just 1 click away.
It's an honor to support the Cape Cod Baseball League.
Supreme Pizza is open every day of the week. Order online or stop by their store located at 147 T-Ticket Highway and try a slice today.
The Cape Cod Baseball League extends its deepest gratitude to the Yawkey Foundation for more than 30 years of unwavering support. Tom and Jean Yawkey were deeply passionate about the game of baseball, and over their 7 decades as owners of the Boston Red Sox, they made lasting investments in youth and amateur athletics across our community. They understood that baseball offers far more than competition, that it helps instill cooperation, respect, teamwork, lasting friendships, and confidence in young athletes, both on and off the field. 2-0 Commodores as we head top 4. Matt Murtaugh threw 3 scoreless innings in his Falmouth debut. Farrell Hudson and Timmy Weiss, you heard from the third member of our crew, Andrew Hillsman, our producer Matt Campbell, Skylar Ellis, and Landon Stills. Gorgeous night for baseball. It has cooled off from the warmer temperature today and given way to a nice evening. As for the Commodores, it'll be the bottom third in their order due up.
And a big inning offensively in the third that got the Doors on the board, a couple of singles, good at-bats, stealing bases as well. That's something that the Commodores and Jack Dahm are certainly going to be pleased about.
That's 3 in as many innings for Falmouth. But all 3 came in the top of the third. 2 for Drew Turpins, 1 for Nick Croce. A pass ball allowed both Tommy Harrison and Carter White to advance a base.
Right, you had second and third, and you couldn't get one more hit. That would have made it 4. Still 2-0, though. In a good spot.
It's Maley, Gialusi, and Turpins, 7, 8, 9 for the Commodores, top 4. Both runs coming for Falmouth in the top of the third. 2 runs on 2 hits. Those 2 hits off the bat of the 2-hitter Nick Croce and Tommy Harrison, both with RBI singles. In the process, Turpins and Croce, who had the stolen bags, both came in to score. New pitcher in the ballgame for the Orleans Firebirds as Kelly Nicholson makes his call to the bullpen. And he's going to bring in the tall throwing right-hander Corbin Geeson from Loyola Marymount. Has a check swing from Austin Maley. Did he go around? First base umpire Stephen Williams says yes, he did. And the count 0-1. A 0-1 pitch from Geeson is fastball low. Geeson, attendee of Loyola Marymount University, in innings so far for the Firebirds this summer. The 1-1 pitch with nobody out is a strike on the outside corner. One-two pitch incoming with nobody out, and the base is empty. Top 4, 2-0 lead for the Commodores. Glad he could join us on a Sunday night on Doors on the Radio on Cape League TV. Into his wind, Geisen, home with the breaking ball low. Two and 2 count to Maley, who flew out to Adam Magpok in deep left his last time up. Maley swings and dribbles it on the ground, third base side foul. For the Commodores, Tim, they've been finding ways to generate offense. They lead Cape Cod in the regular season with strikeouts entering tonight's game with 375, but only second behind the YD Red Sox in hits, only trailing them by 6 as the breaking ball strays high to Maley, and it's a full count on Austin to lead off the top of the 4th.
And we're first for a while, actually, and yesterday after the doubleheader is when they fell behind. That's a category they've done really well, especially over the second half.
Payoff pitch is driven to center field. Racing back under it is Kelly, and he makes the play for the first out. So 1 gone, base is empty in the top of the 4th for Mark Gialusi. Geisen standing tall from the middle of the rubber into his wind. Rocks and deals. Fastball fouled back. 0-1 pitch with one out. Fastball hit on the ground sharply to shortstop. Ranging to his left, Comiskey throws to first in time, and Gialussi's retired for the second out. Cape Cod 5 is proud to be a long-standing supporter of the Cape Cod Baseball League and its contribution to the local economy as a treasured summer attraction. Cape Cod 5 is a community bank serving customers throughout Cape Cod, the islands, and southeastern Massachusetts. Founded in 1855, the bank's mission is to enrich the lives of those it serves while contributing to the health and vitality of its communities. Cape Cod 5 provides a full range of banking as Drew Turpin stands in and takes a ball low. Banking solutions that include personal and business banking, residential mortgages, investment management, and trust services. Cape Cod 5, a community bank committed to service. Ready matchup, bases empty, 2 out, and the 1-0 pitch to Drew Turpin's rolled on the ground to the backhand side of third. Dominic Cadiz, a nice play, strong throw across the diamond in time, and that retires the Commodores effectively in order in the top of the fourth. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left on base. 2-0 Falmouth, 3.5 through. Timmy Weiss has you on the other side on play-by-play here on Cape League TV.
Introducing Open Cape, the local nonprofit internet service provider in this region. Open Cape's fast and reliable network is 100% fiber optic, providing affordable internet connectivity. To learn more, visit opencape.org and always speak with a live Open Cape representative. Open Cape, providing choice and competition for your home or business and the official internet provider of your Falmouth Commodores.
We are Open Cape.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Eastern Propane and Oil is proud to support Cape Cod's hometown heroes and the Cape Cod Baseball League. If you are an active duty military member, a veteran, police, fire, or EMT personnel, you are eligible for a discount. Visit eastern.com for more information. Eastern Propane and Oil, proud to serve those who serve. Well, there's only a couple of innings to go in the regular season of the Cape Cod Baseball League, and it's the bottom of the fourth in a 7-inning game at Eldridge Park. Falmouth up 2-0 over Orleans. Timmy Weiss and Farrell Hudson with you. Andrew Hillsman also with us on the sideline. Matt Murtaugh into his 4th inning of work, and Casey Comiskey at the plate, in for strike 1. The Commodores offensively got their 2 runs in the top of the 3rd. Couple of singles and walks, stolen bases, playing the small ball type of way. 0-1 pitch is outside, and it's 1-1. Well, the thing with the Cape League season, and it happens to every single team, but the roster just changes so much. And we mentioned earlier, Farrell, that there's only 2 players in the starting lineup that have played against Orleans this season as it's chopped down into the ground, 1-2 count. It's Austin Maley, and the other one for the Commodores, Gavin Greger. And he missed the last game against Orleans because he was injured anyways. But I am curious, Farrell, do you have a favorite Commodore that's no longer on the roster? If you had to pick one, who would you choose?
Ooh, man.
1-2, outside, and it's 2-2. I'll give you time to think. It's a tough question.
For the sake of what the Commodores need the rest of the season, I'd go Jayshon Unger.
Okay.
Small sample size,
Yeah.
4 innings, but he was money. Worked in and out of trouble.
He really was. Could deal with any pressure situation. 2-2 pitch is off the hands. Goes off the knob, foul. Remains a 2-2 count. And going into playoff time, to have a guy like him, you need those guys. Pressure scenarios. Not all Commodore pitchers have been in a pressure-like environment that they're going to face in the Cape Cod Baseball League playoffs.
No, I mean, especially short 3-game series. Sometimes that's even tougher than just playing one game, maybe getting lucky by chance.
2-2 pitch. Fouled again. A great at-bat being put up by Kamitsky.
I like what Murtaugh's doing this at-bat. He was throwing, in the first 3 innings, a lot of breaking pitches low and away. So he said, I want to see if I can get the swing and miss and or soft ground balls and trust the left side of my infield. He's been peppering that inside corner at the belt with that breaking pitch all inning.
2-2 count. Murtaugh sets, steals, off speed, and inside. Kamitsky had to bend back like a spaghetti noodle to avoid that one. 3-2 count. Commodores up 2-0 over the Firebirds in the bottom of the 4th. The 3-2, Murtaugh fires, cut on and missed. Strike 3, and Murtaugh continues to deal. 1 down in the bottom of the 4th.
And that's exactly what I meant right there, Timmy, by just pepper with the breaking ball. He went so much inside that then he could play off it and go back to that low and away breaking pitch. That is not a strike, and then locate it and get a swing and miss with 2 strikes. Great pitch sequence there for the first out from Murtaugh.
It's his 3rd strikeout of the game. Brings up Tyler Harmony. First pitch, off speed, in there for strike 1. Now, I'll tell you what, the way Murtaugh is pitching right now, he certainly has a chance of getting some innings come playoff time.
Hard to argue with that, Tim.
The 0-1 outside. Went off speed again, and it's 1-1. What a cool journey for him. Rising grad student at Siena. He's been all around the place. 1-1 pitch. In there for strike 2. It's 1-2 to Harmony. But he spent his freshman season at St. Thomas Aquinas and sophomore season at Sullivan County and his junior year at North Carolina A&T. 1-2 pitch. Outside.
How about that? St. Thomas Aquinas, right in my neck of the woods, downstate New York, outside New York City. Sullivan County Community College. He's a downstate New York kid.
2-2 pitch. Murtaugh deals. It's lined at the first baseman, picked by Putty at first, taps first base, and there's 2 down in the bottom of the 4th. Still 2-0 Doors over the Firebirds.
That was a check swing there from Tyler Harmony as he rifles a perfect one-hopper, kind of like the ones corner infielders take in batting practice, softly into the glove of Putty. He had to work a little bit hard for the first out on Comiskey, that time a lot easier on Harmony.
First pitch to Brendan Bucher is in there for strike 1. Murtaugh trying to go 1-2-3. He's retired 5 straight batters. 0-1 pitch. Sets, throws. Off speeds down and away. 1-1 count to Harmony. Murtaugh fires. In there for strike 2. Going for his 4th strikeout of the game. And a 2-0 lead, Commodores over Firebirds. Murtaugh sets, throws. It's chopped right at the second baseman. Maley has a lot of time over to first in time. And that will do it for the bottom of the 4th. The Commodores get out of it 1-2-3. We head to the 5th inning. Commodores up 2-0 over the Firebirds on Doors on the Radio, Cape League TV.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings. They're ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
Introducing Open Cape, the local nonprofit internet service provider in this region. Open Cape's fast and reliable network is 100% fiber optic, providing affordable internet connectivity. To learn more, visit opencape.org and always speak with a live Open Cape representative. Open Cape, providing choice and competition for your home or business and the official internet provider of your Falmouth Commodores.
We are Open Cape.
Veolia North America is proud to support the Cape Cod Baseball League. Veolia North America offers a full spectrum of water, waste, and energy management services, including water and wastewater treatment, energy consulting, resource recovery, and more. Headquartered in Boston, Veolia has more than 10,000 employees working at more than 350 locations across the continent. To learn more, visit veolianorthamerica.com. The Commodores up 2-0 over the Firebirds as we enter the top of the 5th inning. And for the Commodores this inning, it's Gavin Greger, Nick Croce, and Tommy Harrison. It's Corbin Geisen into his 2nd inning of work for the Firebirds. Gavin Greger up at the plate. 0 for 2 today, looking for that first base hit. First pitch is fouled away, and it's 0-1. Greger coming in as a second-year player for the Commodores. He played down the stretch at the end of last season and wasn't able to make it over the hump to get into the playoffs. It's grounded just fair at the first baseman. A tough play, throw to first in time to the pitcher as Geisen got over there. McDougal at first had to knock it down and just did in time. 1 down, 2-0 game, Commodores over Firebirds.
Yeah, Geisen with some gazelle legs there. Speedy in covering the first base bag. Nice job by McDougal just being a hockey goalie, knocking it down.
First pitch to Croce is a strike. 0-1. Only 3 innings to go in the regular season. Strike 2 on Croce. In there just low. 1-1 count to Croce. 1-2 count, excuse me. 2-0 Commodores over Firebirds in the top of the 5th. Croce 2 hits today, 2 of 3 Commodores hits on the day. And that one's grounded at the second baseman on the run. Harmony in time to first. Nice reach by McDougal on first base.
And a little bit tough because that was right in the lane of which Nick Croce was running, so we had to adjust in the last second and get inside the baseline instead of conventionally outside the baseline, in which runners have that path to the first base bag.
Wow, this is very interesting. Across the Cape, Wareham is currently losing to Hyannis, and as things stand, Katuitt beat Bourne today. First pitch is outside to Harrison for ball 1. Wareham would be out of the playoffs. Katuitt would be in as the current results stand.
Wow, how about that?
So after everything Wareham has went through, pitch is low to Harrison, 2-0, they would miss the playoffs right now. And after everything Katuitt went through with their 6 straight losses, they'd be in.
Still find a way in. Yeah, possibly.
It all comes down to what Hyannis does against Wareham. It's lined right at the shortstop, Kamitsky, and that will do it for the top of the 5th. 1-2-3 for the Firebirds, and we head to the bottom of the 5th. It is a 2-0 game, Commodores over the Firebirds. Doors on the radio on Cape League TV.
Hi, my name is Matt Burgess, General Manager here at Falmouth Country Club. We have a unique 27-hole public golf course with a beautiful layout that is family-oriented. Kids play free here at Falmouth Country Club. Getting on the course is quick and easy with our app. You can book tee times, get yardages with GPS, Use our interactive scorecard, track your stats, and receive exclusive in-app offers. Falmouth Country Club is a true Cape Cod classic and a local family favorite.
See you on the course.
You'll always be safe at home with the Diana Lucevero Group at Compass Real Estate.
Milton Cat, proud to power the Cape all summer long, and we are into the bottom of the fifth. And Matt Murtaugh, still on the mound. What a day he is having in his Commodores debut. Just been really fun to watch.
Well, we're going to have a couple nicknames now for those in the pitching department. Paul Lump Evans. How about Matt Hook Murtaugh? I mean, he's spinning in that breaking ball
I like that.
beautifully all day long. 4 scoreless innings, about as great of a debut as one could imagine right now for the Commodores, and they need length out of their starters, potentially making a bid for that Game 3 start if it gets there against Bourne, or in the second round if the Commodores are fortunate to make it.
So he faces Ryan McDougal. First pitch, strike one. He's retired. 6 straight batters going back to the third inning. It's 2-0 Commodores over Firebirds. The 0-1 is low, and it's 1-1. McDougal is originally from Massachusetts. Pitch is inside, and it's 2-1. Taunton, Massachusetts. Down towards the Cape. Not quite on Cape Cod. Pitch is outside. It was a check swing. He offered 2-2. Glenn Stewart says he offered at third base. Brings up a 2-2 count on McDougal. 2-2 is low. And it's a full count on McDougal. Full count. Here's the pitch. Just low. So McDougal takes his base, and Orleans has a runner on to start the bottom of the fifth.
A well put together at bat there by McDougal. Only the second walk that Matt Murtaugh has allowed today through 4+.
Charlie Lapp, the bullpen catcher for Orleans, up at the plate. First pitch, off speed, in there for strike one.
Got 2 Capital Region guys facing one another here, a Siena product and an RPI product.
Don't often see all the upstate New York products out there. Pitch is chopped just foul on the third base line. Turpin's let it go foul. It stayed in the fair territory for a bit. And Murtaugh, originally from New York as well, and spent his summer ball in New York with...
Not far away from the Capital Region with Saugerties. Tommy Canely in the big leagues, a native of Albany.
It's a hot spot in New York. Throw over to first by Murtaugh.
It's also the only place in America in which a hamburger they call steamed ham.
Steamed ham? I didn't know this.
I'm not sure where the tradition originates from. We could do some investigative journalism on it, but that's what I hear.
That doesn't make it sound as good, I don't think, as it's lined and into left field for a base hit. Orleans has runners on first and second with no outs in the bottom of the fifth. 2-0 Commodores.
So our overview, courtesy of our friends at Google Artificial Intelligence, say it's a fictional regional dialect invented for a classic 1996 episode of The Simpsons, which debuted April 14th that year in the short films about Springfield.
Well,
yeah.
The Simpsons are never wrong, so I guess they're on to something there.
I may or may not have been allowed to watch The Simpsons as a kid. Nonetheless, still a great show.
I can't say I was allowed either. I wasn't allowed to watch SpongeBob as a kid, actually.
Yeah, South Park. There's a couple of them.
There's some.
There's a few.
There's a lot of great kids' TV shows out there. Mark Gialussi's out to the mound, and he's walking back, checking in on Matt Murtaugh. Kind of in his first jam of the game so far.
Yeah, it's healthy. You're protecting a 2-run lead. A nice swing there to the open 5-6 hole by Charlie Lapp.
Garrett Larson up at the plate. The pitch is a bunt. It's a good one down the third base line, and he did no throw. He even comes over. He reaches first base. The bases are juiced. No outs in the bottom of the fifth. And the top of the order comes up with Rowan Kelly.
Yeah, beautifully placed bunt. Larson absolutely understood the assignment there because now you turn the batting order over to your top of your lineup. And a hitter who's at 294 on the season. He's reached base today via a walk. Some pressure for the Commodores, Tim, here in the fifth.
Rowan Kelly reached base with a walk to start the game. Bases loaded. Murtaugh deals inside, and it's 1-0. And you see the crowd come to life at Eldridge Park. The season may be over for the Firebirds, but the crowd doesn't stop. The cheering doesn't stop. Murtaugh nods his head, the 1-0. Low, it's 2-0. Murtaugh has walked just 2 batters on the ball game. Claps coming in at Eldridge Park. Murtaugh throws outside, and it's 3-0. He can't give up a walk or a run comes in. 2-0 Commodores over Firebirds. Larson on first, Lapp on second, McDougal on third. The 3-0. Here it is. Strike one. Does he go with a fastball again, or does he go back to the off speed, which has been so reliable today? Huge
Fastball.
count.
Get a double play.
3-1 pitch. High and outside. Murtaugh walks a batter in Rowan Kelly. And the first run of the ball game comes in for Orleans. It's 2-1 Falmouth over the Orleans Firebirds in the bottom of the fifth.
And you'd assume Jack Dom's going to come out to make a mound visit. Not sure if he's going to pull his starter Murtaugh, but yeah, Dom comes out to the mound, motions to the bullpen. That'll do it on overall what was a very solid first impression by the right-hander out of Siena.
Without a doubt, and even though he's getting pulled out, it was a phenomenal debut for Matt Murtaugh in his first game as a Commodore. So we'll take a quick step aside. The bases are still loaded, and there's no outs in the bottom of the fifth. 2-1, Doors over the Firebirds. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Eldridge Park, and it is a very close situation in the bottom of the 5th. Bases are loaded, Falmouth up 1 run, and a new pitcher is into the ball game. Ben Reimers takes the mound in a big spot. I mean, it has been a great day from Matt Murtaugh. He did everything he could, but this inning, it's gotten away a little, just taken out of the game. And Reimers now has one of the biggest situations of the game to try and limit some damage.
Yeah, it's 2 words, Tim. Throw strikes. That's the key for Ben Reimers, an ERA that's just above 4, 0-1 with a 4.09 ERA. 11 innings so far this summer. A walk in as many innings, 12 to be exact in 11 innings, 7 strikeouts, the whip at 2.0. So he's going to have to locate. At this point, I'm fine with Orleans tying the game because bases loaded, you'll take the trade-off of 2 outs even if it means sacrificing a run.
He faces Dominique Cadiz to start the inning, and these two actually played together on the Walla Walla Suites last summer.
That's right.
Cadiz, the hits leader on Cape Cod by a large margin. Has a big spot. First pitch, cut on and missed. On a fastball from Reimers. He's a sidearm pitcher. Comes in from an angle that you don't see often. That is his advantage on hitters. 0-1 pitch. Outside. It's 1-1. Reimers sets, fires. It's chopped foul, and it's 1-2 on Cadiz. Remember, no outs in this inning. Falmouth needs to pull this back. It's a 1-run lead, 2-1 over the Firebirds. Commodores' 2 runs came in the top of the 3rd. One-two count. Reimers throws. In there for strike 3. He gets Cadiz looking.
And I'm not entirely sure that was the bottom of the zone. But nonetheless, the strike call sold. Nice frame job from Gialucci. A huge first out. 0 for 3 now in the ballgame is Cadiz with a forwards K and a backwards K.
1 double play ball now gets Falmouth out of the inning, still holding the lead. Adam Magpock is the batter at hand. First pitch, outside. 1-0. Kelly on first, Larson on second, Lapp on third. The first 4 batters of the inning reached for Orleans, and then Murtaugh was taken out. 1-0 pitch is flied foul down the left field line, out of play, into the road.
I know you got the road right behind here, the annual, or every home game, the honk your horn tradition. You got a couple cars drive by, a couple go birds.
We've already heard at least 4 or 5. Plenty to go. 1-2 count. Reimers deals. It's chopped at the second baseman. Possible double play ball. And Maley on the throw over to second. Loses the ball, but the throw gets to first, and it's also not in time. Maley just couldn't get it out of his hand in time, and by the time he did, it wasn't in time to second base. And a run scores. It's 2-2, and every single runner reaches. Bases loaded still, 1 down.
And that might be the turning point right there. You go from a potential inning double play with a 1-run lead to now tie game, still just 1 out.
Brings up Casey Comiskey. Ball 1 inside on the first pitch. Comiskey up, Harmony on deck. They both went down in the 4th. Reimers sets, throws, it's high, and it's 2-0. Can't afford another walk. And what a tough spot You thought you might be out of it. Maley, who's been so strong at second base all season. You don't expect that to happen. 2-0 pitch. In there for strike one. Catches a piece of the outside part of the plate. Two-one count. Reimers throws. It's chopped very softly, and all runners reach. My goodness. It went so soft off the bat that no one could get to the ball. And a runner scores. Every other base runner gets onto their base. It's bases loaded, 1 out, and now 3-2 Orleans.
That's a head scratcher, folks. 10-foot chop in front of the plate. And Reimers could have potentially had a shovel toss right in front of him to nab Garrett Larson. But he does not. Infield hit and a go-ahead RBI for Casey Comiskey, now 3-2.
One of the softest hits of his career, surely. Tyler Harmony at the plate. First pitch inside.
Hit him.
Gialusi couldn't grab it. It went off the batter. It is 4-2 Orleans over Falmouth. Inside. I couldn't quite tell that it hit him at first. Goes off his leg. And it's 4-2.
Jack Dom
is already out.
Quickly coming out to the mound. I wonder if that's going to be it for Ben Reimers. Or just to have at it conversation with his infield. One way or another. Not a conversation I'd want to be a participant in right now.
I mean, the good news, this game doesn't change where Falmouth is in the playoffs. They're going to be the 3 seed, and they're going to play Bourne at Doran Park on Tuesday. This is all about momentum and feeling yourself out there, making sure that you have the most control and the most confidence going into playoff season. But the bases are loaded, and there's 1 out. And now it is a 2-run lead for Orleans. Brendan Bucher at the plate, the right-handed hitter. Reimers throws, and it's foul backwards. 0-1. It's rare to see a coach come out, head coach, and speak with his pitcher and then not take him out. But Coach Dom has done that a couple times this season. Did it in this case with Reimers. 0-1. The pitch fouled away and nearly into the Firebirds dugout. Hot shot by Bucher. But it's 0-2. And in a 7-inning game, now the Commodores have to rally to come back in this one no matter what, and it could be more than 2 if it gets worse than this. 0-2 count. Reimers sets, throws, high and outside. Gialusi, the catcher, had to dive for that. What a stop.
That was unreal.
Cat-like reflexes. It's like a flying squirrel.
Not the ones from Richmond, though, right?
No. 1-2 count. The pitch. In there for strike 3. So the 2 outs of this inning. Strikeouts looking from Ben Reimers. But now, the 10th batter of this inning comes up, and Ryan McDougall. He led off the inning with a walk. And now his chance for a big hit could break open the game. 2 down, 2-run game. First pitch. Fly down the left field line, foul. 0-1 count. Falmouth will have the top of the 6th and the top of the 7th to tie the ball game. 0-1 count to McDougal. Reimers sets, fires. Strike two. Catches a piece of the outside. And he is down to one more out and one more strike. Can he get out of this jam? A couple of runners have come across, but to keep it within two would be huge. Orleans has taken off this inning, 4 runs already. Reimers tries to stop the bleeding. The 0-2, outside. 1-2 count.
Gianluci was already setting up on the outside corner there, so when he got a pitch that he had to reach for, even in the slightest, despite the frame job, wasn't going to be enough to sell it to Jeff Kinney.
1-2 count. The pitch, outside again.
You respect the tenacity, though, of Gianluci to try and keep stealing those strikes. Just slightly tugs it back in to the outside corner. It's like a 2-inch tug at worst.
Two count, the pitch. Outside again. 3 in a row pitches that have gone in the exact same spot on the outside part of the plate. So it's a full count. Bases loaded. 2 down. Bottom of the 5th. Orleans up 2. The pitch. In there for strike 3. Reimers gets another strikeout looking. This time he went inside, and he got him. Falmouth is still in contention in this game. Down 2 runs. We head to the top of the 6th. Orleans up 4-2 over Falmouth. Doors on the radio on Cape League TV.
Are you looking for that perfect pregame meal? Supreme Pizza has you covered. Its extensive menu has everything from pies and calzones to salads and subs. And with its online ordering system, delicious food is just one click away.
It's an honor to support the Cape Cod Baseball League.
Supreme Pizza is open every day of the week. Order online or stop by their store located at 147 T-Ticket Highway and try a slice today.
You'll always be safe at home with the Diana Lucevero Group at Compass Real Estate.
The Better Business Bureau is a proud supporter of the Cape Cod Baseball League. For trust that's built locally, turn to the Better Business Bureau. BBB helps you find businesses you can rely on and avoid scams. Before you make your next play off the field, visit BBB.com. Now enjoy the game. Well, what an exciting bottom of the 5th, as the Commodores did allow a couple of runs to come across. Orleans scores 4 and takes a 2-run lead, but it could have been a lot worse. Ben Reimers came in, and he did allow a couple of runs, but 3 strikeouts looking with the bases loaded in every situation. Certainly not easy. Carter White up at the plate, first pitch, in there for strike 1. Commodores need 2 runs in 2 innings because this is a 7-inning game. Special scenario on the last game of the season on Cape Cod. Pitch is outside to White, and it's 1-1. A.J. Putty on deck, Jeff Luigi in the hole. Carter White today 0 for 1, but did reach on a walk in the 3rd. Pitch is low. 2-1 to White. Falmouth with 3 hits and 2 runs. Orleans with 4 hits and 4 runs. Pitch is grounded at the second baseman. Harmony tosses it over to first base in time for the first out of the top of the 6th.
A nice job there by Geisen, just jamming the hands of Carter White.
A.J. Putty at the plate now. He's looking for his first hit of the day. Inside on him. Bends back, and it's 1-0. 0 for 2. A ground out to third and a fly out to center field. Geisen throws. In there for strike 1. 1-1. And for the Commodores, the focus is already shifting towards Tuesday against Bourne. You're 2-2-1 on the season against the Braves. First game of the playoffs on Tuesday at Durham Park. It's low to Putty, and it's 2-1.
2 victories in games that Colby Putnam started for the Commodores, so you'll have him throw this week. Likely in the game at Gov Fuller Field, look to make it 3rd time a charm at the Gov against Bourne.
I wouldn't be surprised if he starts game 1. This ball is crushed into left field by Putty. And gone. No doubter from A.J. Putty. He is on fire in the Cape. 3 days in a row with a home run. You just can't stop the bombs from him. He's the first Commodore to 3 bombs on the season.
And now for Putty, that's his 12th bomb in 72 games this year. We mentioned his numbers yesterday. He was 68 hits, 5th all-time by a Fighting Illini freshman. 52 RBIs, 9 homers in the Big Ten. Gets a hold of one here. That was a mammoth shot.
Jeff Luigi now up, and it is 4-3 Orleans over Falmouth. A.J. Putty continues to deliver, and it is so good to see him hitting the ball like this going into playoff time. You're looking at a stud hitter in the middle of your lineup. This ball is flied out into left field. Magpok over there catches it, and that's the 2nd out of the top of the 6th.
There's just some of those homers that you're like no doubter. Now, Magpok couldn't see it through the lights, but the Commodores bullpen could see it the entire way. You could see Ethan Rucker out here saying, go ball, go ball. He was ready to receive it almost in his lap.
Right, off the bat, I certainly thought it was bombed. And then I got a little bit sidetracked by Magpok, who was sitting under it. I thought maybe he had a chance at it, but he didn't see it in the lights. It's inside on Maley, and it's 1-0. Now this game's close, but for the Commodores, you've been waiting all season to have a power bat and have some more home runs. It's fouled back.
I think now Tommy Harrison, adding him, A.J. Putty, and the power he provides. I mean, those two could make for a great 1-2 punch, both in that 3 to 5 range in the order.
Falmouth now 15 home runs on the season. That is still tied for the fewest on Cape Cod with Wareham.
10 homer difference, or 11 to be exact. Brewster, the leaders with 26.
Bourne is 1 ahead in that category, 16 on the season. For a long time, they were behind Falmouth this season. High to Maley.
What do you think about the home run prowess they added in mid-July with Elliott Medlock, who flew it to the warning track on Tuesday night's game? He got worried he was about to hit a game-tying grand slam.
But really for the Commodores, recently you've seen a lot more home runs. Putty in the last 3 days. Tommy Harrison has hit 2 in the last 2 weeks. Dallas Brooks hit 1 yesterday. The pitch is ground just foul of the third baseman, Cadiz. 2-2 count on Maley, 2 down. 4-3 game, Orleans over Falmouth. That's 6 of your 15 home runs coming within the last week and a half, 2 weeks.
40%.
3-2 count now on Bailey's. That ball was just outside.
Kelly Nicholson asking home plate umpire Jeff Kinney where that pitch was. Well located, but a ball just off the outside edge.
Geisen deals. It's popped up, maybe staying fair down the right field line. A couple players over and off the netting.
I think it got the pole, the light stanchion, down the right field line.
Right on the edge of where the netting stops. And then the hill in right field continues, which is filled with people. Still a good crowd on hand in the top of the 6th, a one-run affair at Eldridge Park. Geisen throws the full count. It's lined over the third baseman, Cadiz's head, and it's a base hit for Austin Maley. With 2 down, the Commodores have their first single of the inning.
Mainly some good pieces of contact today. 2 fly balls, now a single, 1 for 3. Centrally located fastball. He drives to the pull side.
Margialusi up at the plate. Commodores trying to rally with 2 outs in the top of the 6th. 1-run ball game. Gialusi 0 for 2 today. Geisen throws. It's chopped softly at the shortstop. Now it's cutting over Cadiz. Throw to first, way over his head. Maley is nearly coming around third base. He gets there and stops. So it is runners on the corners with 2 down. The Commodores have a chance to tie this ball game on a high throw from Cadiz.
Now Gialusi wisely stayed put at first, and Austin Maley thought about charging to the plate, but then he saw Geisen come in, even though the catcher and Lapp was charging up the first base line. So overall, smart base running by the Commodores. Now you have a 1st and 3rd situation for a good contact hitter in Drew Turpins.
Turpins at the plate, has reached once today with a walk, has a chance to tie the game. Geisen throws. He's late. 0-1. Commodores now more hits than the Firebirds today. 5 to their 4. 2 coming this inning. The only other runs for the Commodores came in the 3rd. The pitch is fouled back, and it's 0-2 on Turpins. Turpins, such a cool relationship with head coach Jack Dahm, plays with him at Mount Bercy, and has been a big boost to the Commodores' lineup and defensive prowess out there over the last 10-plus games. The pitch is cut on and missed. Foul tipped into the mitt. And that will do it for the top of the 6th. But Falmouth grabs a run off an A.J. Putty, no doubter. It is 4-3, Orleans over Falmouth. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Stores on the radio on Cape League TV.
Are you looking for that perfect pregame meal? Supreme Pizza has you covered. Its extensive menu has everything from pies and calzones to salads and subs. And with its online ordering system, delicious food is just 1 click away.
It's an honor to support the Cape Cod Baseball League.
Supreme Pizza is open every day of the week. Order online or stop by their store, located at 147 T-Ticket Highway, and try a slice today.
You'll always be safe at home with the Diana Lucevero Group at Compass Real Estate.
Welcome back to Commodores Baseball here on Cape League TV. I'm Andrew Hillsman down on the sidelines. It's a fun one thus far. Just a little bit left. Commodores trail by 1. As we look ahead to the postseason, guys, Bourne and Falmouth are going to be the 2 teams in that 2-3 seed battle in the best of 3 in the first round. They've got some playoff history. First for the Commodores. The last time they were in the playoffs was the 2023 August postseason, and a postseason to forget for the Doors. They were swept in 2 games by the Hyannis Harbor Hawks, who have won the division this year. But you go a year previous into 2022, Bourne and Falmouth faced off 4 years ago in the first round. Played a thrilling series, 2-1. It went to the Bourne Braves. Maybe a sign of things to come. The record for Falmouth against Bourne, 2 wins, 2 losses, 1 tie, as even as it gets, guys.
Thank you, Andrew. We're into the bottom of the 6th at Eldridge Park. And all that can be on the mind of Falmouth right now is the playoffs. First pitch is fouled back. Ben Reimer's still in the game for Falmouth. Charlie Lapp at the plate for the Firebirds. It's 4-3, Orleans over Falmouth. And the last time that Falmouth did advance to the semifinals, long way to go still, is inside. It ends up hitting Charlie Lapp. So base runner reaches for the Firebirds in the bottom of the 6th. But the last time they reached the semis was 2019, 7 years ago.
Let's take a look at the scores across the Cape presented by the Massachusetts Office of Travel and Tourism. Only one other game currently in action across Cape Cod. Hyannis over Wareham, 2-0, top of the 5th. As Timmy alluded to previously, a win for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks would seal the final playoff spot in the CCBL West Division. That would go to the Katuitt Kettleers.
A lot on the line at this point. Those are the final 2 games left on the Cape. It's a bunt by the 9-hitter Larson, and it's just foul. Picked up by Turpins in foul territory down the third base line.
We've seen a very unselfish brand of baseball played on both sides today. We talk about all the stolen bases the Commodores accumulated in that 2-run top of the 3rd. Yeah, we've seen a little bit of long ball, but last inning Orleans batting around, just putting balls in play. Doesn't have to be the hardest contact. It can even be a little bit weak, but force even the best defenders like Austin Maley to try and make a play, and it led to a beneficial inning for the Firebirds.
It's Garrett Larson, the 9-hitter at the plate. And a 1-1 count. Throw back to first. The check on the runner was close. Lapp leading far off first base. How amazing is that? Only 2 games left to go on the Cape before the regular season's done, and it's playoff time.
Both 2 innings or less. Hard to believe we've gotten here already, but that's 40 ball games in 50 days.
It's been a long season. Still plenty to go, possibly. A couple of these throws over to first from Reimers. Been really close. He's thrown back 3 times now.
Hope it's been a good break in the action for we want to watch some Cape Cod League baseball after pro sports before football starts up again.
Pitch is inside. A bunt's pulled back by Larson.
Game 5 of the NBA Finals was on the first day of the regular season for the Cape Cod League. Now NFL training camp preseason underway. Fun time of year, Tim.
Of course, Major League Baseball through the middle of its season. The pitch is a successful bunt. It's fielded by Reimers. Throws to first. It's offline. Another base runner reaches for Orleans. And it's first and second. No outs. In the bottom of the 6th. 4-3, Orleans over Falmouth.
And I would assume that would have to go down as an E1 against Ben Reimers. Yes, it has. So the second error committed by a Commodore. 2 runners on for the Firebirds, protecting a 1-run lead with 3 outs to go. Nobody out, bottom 6.
Top of the order up, Rowan Kelly at the plate. The left-handed hitter. Facing the righty Reimers. First pitch outside. 1-0. Orleans had the first 4 base runners reach last inning. They've had the first 2 base runners reach this inning. Reimer steals outside. 2-0. Reimers fires outside, and it's 3-0 to Rowan Kelly. He's reached twice today on a walk. No hits. Flying out to center field in the third. Last inning, he walked. Part of 10 Orleans batters that came up to the plate. The 3-0 pitch. In there for strike one. Reimers this season with Stanford, 16 appearances, a 7.79 ERA. Pitch low, and for the third time today, Rowan Kelly takes his base, and the third straight base runner of the bottom of the sixth reaches for Orleans.
And it looks like that will earn a visit from the pitching coach, Lump Evans. Tough situation, Tim. Don't want to give up any more runs with 3 outs to go.
Certainly not. And the batter that he faces next, Dominique Cadiz, is exactly who Ben Reimers came into the game facing with no outs and the bases loaded. So it's the exact same situation, except this time Reimers is the one who gets the bases loaded.
Maybe he'll strike him out looking again, Tim. That's the last time between 2 former Walla Walla Sweets, as you mentioned.
He had 3 strikeouts looking as his 3 outs last inning, but a couple runs did come across. Bases loaded, no outs for Dominique Cadiz. Reimer steals. It's a high chop at third baseman Turpins. He taps third base. That's all he can do as he slips onto the bag. 1 run scores. It's 5-3. Orleans over Falmouth in the bottom of the 6th.
Yeah, tough play there. It's just such a high chop. That's the only play that Turpins could have. But he makes it.
So Charlie Lapp scores, and it's first and second for Adam Magpok. The pitch is lined up the middle for a base hit. Rounding second base is Larson. He's in to score. It's an RBI single for Adam Magpok, and it's 6-3. Orleans over Falmouth in the bottom of the 6th.
Great piece of hitting from Magpok. Slaps it right back up the middle, not wasting any time jumping on the first pitch. 147 hitter now drives in his 8th run of the season and keeps the line moving on the base paths.
And now out comes head coach Jack Dahm. And this is his second time out to meet with Reimers. It would appear this is the end of the day as he calls towards the bullpen. Runners on first and second. Falmouth down 6-3 to Orleans in the bottom of the 6th. We'll take a quick step aside towards the radio on Cape League TV. Welcome back to Eldridge Park, and it is a 6-3 lead for Orleans over Falmouth. Timmy Weiss and Farrell Hudson with you. Andrew Hillsman joining us after the game for a good post-game interview. Certainly won't want to miss that as the playoffs are coming up for the Commodores on Tuesday. But for right now, the bottom of the 6 is gone away from the Commodores. 2 runs have come across, and it's now a 6-3 lead. And a new pitcher into the game, Cooper Montalbano, takes the mound. Has pitched in 2 games this season for the Commodores. 2 1/3 innings, 5 earned runs, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts. Comes in relief of Ben Reimers, who loaded the bases to start this inning, and then allowed 2 runs to come across.
Yeah, at this point, for Montalbano, you got 1 out in the bottom of the 6th. You're down 3 runs. Just go with different pitches you might want to throw here, different counts. You can get a little bit more experimental. You're just trying to save arms and just get 2 outs and get to the playoffs.
That's the thing. You can go out there and pitch as loose as you want right now. Now, it's tough. It's the Cape, and it's still packed at Orleans. There's a good crowd on hand, and it's tough. You want to prove yourself. You want to show Coach Jack Don that you can be out there for the playoffs. You could be a trusted arm. But in a situation like this where it really doesn't change anything for the playoffs, you can be looser than normal. You can go for pitches you maybe don't always go for.
Yeah, certainly, Timmy. I mean, we'll look to see if he does do that. You still have to be careful, for pride, wanting to keep it a 3-run game. You got middle of the order. Casey Comiskey due up.
Comiskey steps into the batter's box. There's 1 down, runners on first and second for Cooper Montalbano. Montalbano steps off the mound, throws back to second. It was a close throw on Dominique Cadiz on second base. It's Magpok on first for the Firebirds. First pitch awaits to Comiskey. Montalbano deals in there for strike 1. 0-1. And most likely at this point, the Commodores have just 1 batting frame to go of the regular season, unless something changes. A 7-inning game today at Eldridge Park. 0-1. Off speed is fouled backwards. 0-2. And then it is on to Bourne on Tuesday. An off day tomorrow. Been a weird week, especially a weird weekend. 4 games in 3 days, a doubleheader yesterday. The Commodores lost both of them. 0-2 is grounded at the second baseman. Maley to his left over to first in time. And there's 2 down. Both runners advance. So second and third with 2 down. 6-3 Orleans over Falmouth in the bottom of the 6th.
Nice job by Austin Maley showcasing his range there. Moves to the left and makes a smooth four-handed play. Made it look way easier than it actually was. Sharply hit. It's going to go right through that 3-4 hole.
Tyler Harmony steps up in the left-handed batter's box. Magpok on second, Cadiz on first. First pitch outside for ball 1. The last time, as time is called, that Falmouth played against Bourne was when the Doors clinched the playoffs on Tuesday, a 13-9 win at Gov Fuller Field when the Bats came out to play. That was an awfully weird game. The Doors were up big time in that one, and then it got a little bit closer. The pitch is fouled backwards. It's 1-1 to Harmony. And the one thing you know about Bourne is they have maybe the best playoff experience of any team on the Cape. Cape League champions last summer. Won a couple times over the last 5 years. The 1-1 outside, and it's 2-1.
Yeah, back-to-back titles in 2022 and 23. Won last year. Always a good team. You can bank on that.
And as our Andrew Hillsman just told us, beat the Commodores in the first round of the playoffs in 2022. En route to that championship. Pitch is low in the dirt. It's 2-2.
I mean, how about that? 4 straight championship appearances for Scott Landers since he took over at the helm in 2022.
He certainly does not want to lose to a first-year head coach, Jack Dom. But Dom is going to try and do something hasn't been done in a while. Pitches in there for a strike, and now it's 2 strikes. 2-2.
Scott Landers' record
3-2
in his first 4 seasons before this year, 87, 68, and 13. That's pretty good.
So it's a full count. Montalbano deals. It's low, and it's ball 4. Bases are juiced. 2 down. A 3-run lead for Orleans. And Brendan Bucher up to the plate.
Now Gianlucci out to the mound for a conversation. This is just about probably calming Cooper Montalbano down, saying, hey, you got 1 pitch just to get out of the inning, make it your pitch. Don't care where you locate it. We just need strikes at this point. You don't want to walk in another run, even if you're just playing for pride. Just got to fire it in there. Give your offense still a chance because a 3-run game, the deficit could be slashed, as we mentioned. Commodores do have the top of the order due up in the 7th.
Montalbano, a rising redshirt junior at FDU. Played in the CCBL last summer with the Vermont Mountaineers. Now he faces Brendan Bucher with the bases loaded. First pitch, off speed and outside. Had Tyler Harmony down to his last strike, but walked him. This the 8th batter of the inning for Orleans and the 18th over the last 2 innings. The pitch outside, reached for by the catcher Gianlucci. It's 2-0. Two-0 pitch is chopped very high, sitting up for Croce at short, throw over to first in time. And that ends the bottom of the 6th. Falmouth down 3 runs to Orleans. We head to the top of the 7th, which could be the last inning of baseball in the regular season. Doors on the radio on Cape League TV.
Hi, I'm Jim Murray, owner of Falmouth's historic Clam Shack, now Jim's Clam Shack. Located on scenic Falmouth Harbor, Jim's Clam Shack is a destination for the best seafood and sunsets on the Cape. We're open 7 days a week, so stop by for lunch or join us for dinner on the rooftop deck. Bring the entire family to try our wide selection of seafood and kid-friendly option. We deliver the freshest products to your plates daily. Jim's Clam Shack, proud supporter of the Falmouth Commodores.
Are you looking for that perfect pregame meal? Supreme Pizza has you covered. Its extensive menu has everything from pies and calzones to salads and subs. And with its online ordering system, delicious food is just 1 click away.
It's an honor to support the Cape Cod Baseball League.
Supreme Pizza is open every day of the week. Order online or stop by their store located at 147 T-Ticket Highway and try a slice today.
Massachusetts Office of Travel and Tourism is proud to support the Cape Cod Baseball League. Massachusetts made for wave chasers, sunbathers, ice cream eaters, no-hitters, and memory makers. Go to visit ma.com to plan your next adventure. Commodores will adventure to the playoffs very soon, but before they do that, They got to make it through a game at Eldridge Park. Down 3 in the top of the 7th, a 7-inning game today. So this will be the last frame if the Commodores can't tie it or take the lead. Gavin Greger, the top of the order, up at the plate. It's Nick Croce on deck and Tommy Harrison in the hole. First pitch, Greger shows bunt, but misses it, and that's strike 1. Still Corbin Geisen, the right-hander on the mound for Orleans. Pitch is grounded at the first baseman. McDougal, he tosses over to Geisen, covers first base in time. That's the first out of the top of the 7th. Commodores are down to their last 2 outs of the regular season. Nick Croce steps up to the plate. A new player has played in just 3 games with the Commodores. All of those coming in the last 2 days. Strike 1. Had 3 hits in his debut as a Commodore. The pitch. This one hit very softly at the second baseman. Harmony gets it over to first, and there's 2 down. 1 more out to go. And the Commodores will be off to the playoffs.
2 for 4 day for Nick Croce, but 2 ground balls. He's put the ball in play all 4 plate appearances.
Tommy Harrison steps up to the plate, trying to keep the run alive for the Commodores. It's fouled back. The one thing for sure is this could be the last out of Firebirds baseball this season. They will miss the playoffs. That's been known for a couple of days now. Oh, 1 pitch. He's cut on and missed. And the Commodores are down to their last strike of Game 40 of 40 in the Cape Cod Baseball League season. The 0-2 pitch, Geisen throws outside. It's been an up-and-down game. The Commodores were up 2-0 for a while and then fell behind after a 4-run bottom of the 5th by Orleans. Then 2 more runs in the bottom of the 6th. The pitch is flied out to left field. It's drifting foul and out of play. Remains 1-2. But you have to take away Matt Murtaugh was fantastic with the doors up until the bottom of the 5th when he loaded the bases in Orleans, poured on the runs. Eldridge Park is on its feet. The 1-2 is flied out deep into left field at the wall. Magpok makes the play, and that will do it for regular season baseball on Cape Cod for the Falmouth Commodores. Orleans wins it 6-3 in 7 innings, and on to the playoffs for Falmouth Tuesday at Doran Park against Bourne.
Let's go, baby. Excited. First time in 3 years, Commodores get to play some playoff action, and it's against what you could consider to be their arch rivals in the Bourne Braves. Certainly been that way in terms of how evenly matched they've played this season, and you've had some really good pitching performances, as we mentioned, in particular with Colby Putnam against the Braves. You even go back to that first start from Kenyon Collins. I know he's no longer a Commodore, but so many different Commodores players in which have contributed to this season, which has been, for the most part, a winning one. A losing season by the record, but a winning season in terms of getting back into the postseason.
And the one thing you've seen is different types of games against Bourne. For a while, it was pitching matchups, and that's how you won the games. A 4-0 win where the Commodores held Bourne to just a couple of hits, and also another close game where they didn't allow many runs. But then you win the game 13-9 last week, where you show the offense can be the factor against the Braves. The offense is going to have to be a factor throughout these playoffs. These batters have to put out their best stuff if the Commodores want to do well.
Yeah, offense comes and goes in ebbs and flows. We know the way a baseball season is, and it showed signs of a little bit of anemia. You look at yesterday's game against Hyannis and then last night against Wareham, and tonight overall 7 runs scored, just between 2 or 3 runs a game. But then you have a 13-run outburst in the game against Bourne, like you mentioned. So which tail are you getting? But you're going up against a Bourne pitching staff, especially down the stretch. You mentioned their only worse ERA in the final 2 weeks of the regular season behind the Brewster Whitecaps. So a top 2 ERA in baseball. It's going to be a very tough first round for the Commodores hitters in particular. They'll have their hands full.
And it's weird because Bourne is a team that you expect to keep getting better throughout the season a lot of the time. They have so much prowess on the Cape with how well they've done over the last couple of years, but they've lost some big-time players. Andrew Costello, no longer on the team. Blake Schaff, no longer on the team. Those 2 players had the best average on Cape Cod, ahead of Braden Jeffries only on Falmouth. No longer with them in the lineup. They bring in some other guys, but you're not looking at the same lineup that Bourne had earlier this season.
No, one guy you will have to identify, though, Josiah Overbeek. I mean, we mentioned his 17-homer, 44 RBI showing with Army in the Patriot League. Hit a homer against the Commodores on Tuesday night. The other guy with a solo blast was Matt Bolton, who had himself a phenomenal year at Binghamton University in the America East Conference. He comes out to Cape Cod, 240, 250 hitter, understandable adjusted for the wood bats, but a career 320 hitter in college. That's a guy that I'm going to look to get on base, steal bases, apply pressure on the Commodores defense. The good news is, though, you're going to have a left-hander in Christian Aiello likely make that game 1 start. So how does that affect how, Bourne takes their bases? Well, we'll look to see if that plays a role. Bourne 4th in stolen bases this year on Cape Cod with 72. Falmouth finishing the regular season with 59, 8th in that particular department. But you look at the strikeouts, Bourne top 3, ERA top 3. That's the toughest part I'm going to have to identify because the Commodores this season, in the regular season, led the entire Cape Cod Baseball League with strikeouts. So cut down on the strikeouts, put balls in play, and play situational baseball like you saw in that 3rd inning today with Drew Turpins and Nick Croce.
Well, I think it's about leaning on what you've done well all season long. And that's been getting base hits, getting a lot of singles, not worrying about getting too many extra base hits, but you certainly will take them.
Yeah.
A.J. Putty and Tommy Harrison now really starting to catch fire with extra base hits. Those could be huge. But I think if the Commodores rely on what's worked, and that's getting a lot of singles and moving up base runners in that way, we've seen them win a lot of games just like that, and that could be the key against a Bourne team. And we'll see exactly what head coach Jack Dahm says now as Andrew Hilsman is with him in front of us.
Thanks, guys. Alongside Coach Jack Dahm at the end of the regular season. A loss tonight and a little bit of a skid to end the year, but Falmouth's back in the playoffs for the first time in 3 years. How does, in your first year as a manager, what does that mean to you?
Well, that's the goal, is to make it to the playoffs, and baseball, summer baseball is so much different than spring ball, and people say slides. People overreact to wins, losses, winning 2 or 3 in a row and losing 2 or 3 in a row. It doesn't matter. We're in the playoffs right now. So much matters on who's on the mound, and today we got a really good start. It was good to see what Murdoch could do. He pounds the strike zone, so hopefully we can use him later on in the playoffs. But again, it's just about playing good, solid baseball. Give them credit. They executed the short game. They had a swinging 3-foot, ball. There's some luck involved in that game today, and that's the game of baseball. I thought Ben was throwing as good as he had, and he gets a little frustrated at times when stuff out of his control happens. He's got to learn how to handle that a little bit better as he continues to progress. But he was throwing the ball great. We make an error behind him. They swinging bunt. He did a really good job in that first inning that he came in. But we swung it all right early on. We had the running game going. But, again, they executed. They did a really nice job. And if you put the ball in play, you never know what's going to happen. And that's what they did. And, hats off to them. Kelly does a great job. I have a lot of respect for him. One of the nicest coaches in the league. And it says a lot for them to finish the way that they finished when they've been out of the playoffs for the last couple of weeks. Usually teams shut it down, but I think they've won 7 out of their last 10 or 8 out of their last 10. That's pretty good, especially for a team that was out of it.
Offensively, I know you've talked to us about it. It matters a lot about who's on the mound, but offensively, trends-wise, what are you excited about heading into the postseason for this group?
I like our offense. 7-inning game, we had 6 hits, we stole some bases, we had some hard outs. We did some solid things offensively there. Today against some good arms. They had some good arms. That reliever, JUCO guy, he's going to be a pretty special pitcher down the road. So we were fine offensively. Wish we could have gotten a couple guys on late in the game, but I like our offense. I think offensively we'll be one of the best teams in postseason play. It's going to come down to those free bases. Whatever team gives up fewer free bases is typically the team that's going to win the game, especially in postseason, and that'll be the big thing. But we got some guys swinging the bat good. AJ, 3 home runs here in the last few days. It's good to get him going. I thought Maley swinging extremely well, even though he only had 1 hit to show for it. Turpin's running the bases, changed that game a little bit, allowed us to give the lead. So we have a lot of different ways that we can score. So we'll just, again, it's whoever plays good, solid baseball is going to have an opportunity to win.
Game 1 on the road against Bourne, but then Game 2 on Wednesday on the 5th of August at home. To the fans in Falmouth who've been waiting for postseason baseball to come back to Gov Fuller Field, what do you say to that group, and how excited are you to be able to play playoff baseball in front of the home fans?
Oh, that was our goal. From our first meeting, we talked about making the playoffs and doing it for Falmouth. They've been through a lot the last couple of years here in the organization. We hear, and we're bringing everything together. I think our players have had a great experience. The host families have been absolutely amazing. Pat's done a great job with them, and the fan support's been great. And you know what, Coach Trundy, he had a program that won a lot, and that's what we want to bring back to Falmouth is a winning program, and the people that do things the right way. You're not going to win every game, and it is summer baseball. It's a very streaky game, and but we're looking forward to getting those. The fans deserve it. Our goal is to get more than 1 playoff game. That means we did pretty well in that series against Bourne. They're struggling a little bit. They're not the same team they were early on in the year, and it's going to be who can get that momentum first. And hopefully that'll be us.
Thanks for your time, Coach.
Thanks, guys.
Guys?
Thanks so much, Andrew, and thank you, Coach. You heard it there. Get to Gov Fuller Field on Wednesday if you can. But before that, it will be a game at Doran Park on Tuesday at 6. Certainly make that one as well if you can. Not too far down the road from Gov Fuller Field, about 15 minutes away with no traffic. You never know with the Cape traffic, but it is certainly going to be an exciting one. But for today, the final game of the regular season, Game 40 of 40 is over. Falmouth loses to Orleans 6-3, your final stat line of the day. The Doors 3 runs, 6 hits, and 3 errors. Orleans 6 runs, 5 hits, and 2 errors. Well, the regular season is done, but playoffs are just about to start. A huge thank you to our producing crew today in Landing Stills and Skylar Ellis. For my partner, Farrell Hudson, our sideline reporter, Andrew Hilsman, I'm Timmy Weiss saying so long. We will see you